Happy day, children. So today we will learn about the northern mountains of chapter 2. So when I say north, what do you recollect or remember? Himalayas. Yes or no? Mountains. The big mountains which are in the north. So we will learn about the northern mountains, Himalayas today. Himalaya, when you pronounce how it is? It's very peaceful? Yes. So the Himalaya is derived from a word, Sanskrit word. So the meaning of Himalaya is home of snow. How the Himalayas look? White in color. Yes or no? So it is the home of snow. So we also call that as adobe of snow. Himalayas means adobe of snow. So look here, these are Himalayas, big Himalayas. Yes or no? You might have seen in the movies or pictures. So the end part, which is edge to the point, pointed part, is called as peak, P-E-A-K, peak. So Himalayas are snow-capped peaks. They are always filled with snow throughout the year. Throughout the year, they are white and snow-capped peaks. Next, they extend from Kashmir in the north to the Arunachal Pradesh in the northeast. These are all the shaded part of the north is all Himalayas. You can see all the shaded part? Yes. So these are all Himalayas. They are starting from Kashmir in the north to the northeast of Arunachal Pradesh. So shall we see which all states or which all regions are covered with Himalayas? I'll show you a rough figure. So this is Kashmir. This is all Ladakh. Then here is Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand. This is Nepal. This is our neighboring country. And here this is our Sikkim. The next Bhutan is also a neighboring country. So this is also filled with Himalayas. Next, the seven sisters. Seven sisters means all the seven states. Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Mizoram, Meghalaya, Manipur and all. So all this area is filled with Himalayas. So they stretch from 2,500 kilometers in the lengthwise and 150 to 400 kilometers in breadthwise. That is widthwise. So they are 2,500 kilometers in the length and in the width it is 150 to 400 kilometers. So next, in this Himalayas we have 150 peaks. Peaks means like this. They are 150 peaks in the whole Himalayas. Next, have you heard about Mount Everest? Yes. So Mount Everest is the highest peak in the whole world. Mount Everest. So it is 8,848 meters high. See how much it is? 8,848 meters high. So where it is? It is in Nepal. Here. This is Nepal. It is located here. So this is Mount Everest. So next, second highest is K2 mountains. K2 mountains are 8,611 meters. So this is in between the border of Pakistan and Kashmir. Next, the third highest peak is Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga is also on the border of Sikkim and Nepal. Here children, Sikkim and Nepal. So most of it fall in India. So we say that Kanchenjunga is the highest peak in our India. So see children, here we have, this is a person naming Tenzin Norgay. He was the first man to climb the Mount Everest from Nepal in the year 1953. And this is the person, Sir Edmund Hillary. He is from New Zealand. He was also the first to climb Mount Everest in 1953. This is Bachendri Pal. She is the first Indian woman to conquer Mount Everest and climb this peak in the year 1984. Yes children, so you can see all the three persons who have climbed the Mount Everest from Nepal, New Zealand and India. She is the first Indian woman to climb Mount Everest in the year 1984, Bachendri Pal. So now we see the Himalayas are divided into three parts. Okay children, the greater Himalaya or Himadri, the middle Himalayas or Himachal, the lesser Himalaya or shiwalik. So these are the three parts. So see here in the picture I will show you. This part is called Himadri, the greater Himalayas. The second layer is called Himachal. The third layer is called shiwalik. So the second layer is Himachal, and the third layer we call it as shiwalik. So Himalayas are divided into three parts, that is three regions. We can say three regions or three layers. So the first topmost layer is called Himadri. The second layer is called as Himachal, and the third layer we call it as shiwalik. So see, these are the three parts of Himalayas. So we'll see one by one in detail. So now we talk about Himadri. Himadri is the topmost north part of the layer. So these Himalayas are always filled with snow throughout the year, and here it is snow-capped peaks. And also children, because it is filled with snow throughout the year, the life is not possible on the Himalayas here. So you cannot see any people there, or plants or trees also here. We cannot see any plant and trees also here. So next is important mountains. In the top layer only we can find Mount Everest. I told you it is the highest peak, 8,848 meters. It is in the Himadri layer. We can do K2 mountains, Kanchenjunga and also Annapurna, famous mountain peaks in the layer of Himadri. Next, it will be very extremely cold in the Himadri layer. Why? Because as we move on to the sky, the higher we move, it will be very cold. Because we are going to the topmost layer, we will not have any heat. So since it is very cold, so these Himalayas are filled with snow throughout the year. And children, because of it is filled with the snow, we call them as snow-capped peaks. Yes. So because of that snow, these peaks are covered with, they give rise to glaciers. Glaciers means a cube of ice, very thick ice. So glacier means a small moving masses of ice, or we can say small moving rivers of ice. As I think you might have seen in the movies or somewhere, in the ices there will be a small valley going through. Yes children, so that is called as glacier. Yes children, so now we see during summer the snow melts. The snow will melt. Now when you see, you take an ice from the fridge, after some time the ice will melt and form into water. So same way during the summer, due to lot of heat, the snow on the mountains also, Himalayas, will also melt. So that can melt into number of rivers. So we can say that the Ganga, Yamuna, Brahmaputra also originate. They are born from the Himalayas. So the number of rivers which form from Himalayas are Ganga, Yamuna, Indus, Sajlat and Brahmaputra. So shall I show you in the picture? This is Indus. Indus is here. Sajlat formed from here, flows from here. This is Ganga river and this is Yamuna river, this way. And here we see it is Brahmaputra. The five rivers which originate from the Himalayas. And next, the largest glacier is also known as Gangotri. It is also the source of Ganga. The river Ganga comes from that. Next, we see animals like leopard, snow bear, sheep and mountain goats in this Himadri region. And also people go from one range to another. People move from one range to another through a very narrow, means a very narrow path. That path is called as passes. We call them as passes. So the Himalayas in the Himadri, the regions which are covered are Kashmir, Ladakh, Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. So this is all about the Himadri children. So next we go to the second one, that is the middle Himalaya or Himachal. So now we see the second region, the Himalayan, the middle Himalayas, that is Himachal. So where is Himachal? This part is called as Himachal, that is next to the Himadri. It is down to the Himadri. The second layer is called as Himachal. So we are talking about Himachal now in detail. So this Himachal, the average height range of Himachal is 3000 kilometers to 5000 kilometers high. The height of the Himachal range is 3000 to 5000 height range. And we can see the weather is very pleasant. Means it is not too cold, not too hot. Because it is the second layer, so it is very pleasant in summer. So people come to Himachal the summer. Why? To escape the heat from the very hot heat. So they come to the Himachal in the summer. That is, there are many hill stations, beautiful hill stations here. We can see Shimla, Darjeeling, Nainital, Srinagar and Mussoorie. So it is very hot in summer in the India. So people come to this Himachal hill station to spend the time there because it is very cold. Means it is very pleasant here. And next, they are very beautiful valleys. What do you mean by valleys? Low-lying area between the mountain and the hills. They are small valleys. They are slow-lying area between the mountain and the hills is called valley. So there are many beautiful valleys. Have you heard the name of Kulu and Manali? Yes, they are the famous hill stations and valleys in this Himachal region. So what kind of trees will grow there? We can see many beautiful orchards like apple, plum, cherries, peaches, pears, walnut, almonds, etc. All are grown here in this region. The weather climate will support these type of trees. Can we see apple growing in the south? No. But here, due to the weather climate, we can get most of the apples grown here. Yes. So we see some kind of animals also here. Like animals like deer, elephants and some type of animals. Next we have forest. The agriculture is very thick forest we can see in this Himachal region. For example, fir, oak, deodar, these are the trees which are grown in this Himachal region. So this is all about the Himachal region. Next we will go to the lesser Himalaya or shiwalik. So now we will see the third layer or the third region, that is the lesser Himalayas or shiwalik. So this third region is called as shiwalik. See this third region. So this average height of the shiwalik range mountains is 1000 kilometers. So you see it is decreasing. First it was 8000. Here we can see 3000 to 5000. And when it is coming down, it is 1000 kilometers. So this Himalayas are only the height of 1000 meters. 1000 meters. So next we can see this region gets very heavy rainfall. This region gets very heavy rainfall because this is very down. This is the third layer. So it is very down to the Himalayan range. So this region gets very heavy rainfall. So due to that heavy rainfall, the agriculture is very popular here. So they grow crops like rice, sugarcane, wheat, corn and millets here. So we can see plenty of crops here. Next, the foothills of this region lies Tehran. So most of this lies in the UP region here. And next, this region is mostly covered with thick forest. Yes, thick forest means different kinds of forests are there. So due to the forest, we can see different kinds of animals also here. Yak, leopard, tiger, panthers and elephants also. So the main occupation here is cattle rearing and terrace farming. Have you seen terrace farming? In the mountains, they will make a part of it like this. Bits and they grow crops. Have you seen tea crops, children? Yes. So that is called terrace farming. And next, the Jim Corbett National Park is the largest wildlife sanctuary in India. So this is the highest animals sanctuary, wildlife sanctuary in the whole world. So in India also this is the highest wildlife sanctuary. So Himalayas are the India's pride. Yes or no, children? Himalayas are the pride of India. We are proud of Himalayas. So we'll see how they help us. The Himalayas are the India's pride. So the benefit of this is we receive from the Himalayas is they protect our country in the north by forming the natural wall to us. From getting anything inside from the outside, they stand as a wall and they give us the security. They stand as a military wall to us. It is difficult to cross the ranges. They prevent the cold winds of the north from blowing over the India, and they also cause rainfall by stopping the moist winds during the rainy season. They give rise to the snow on the Himalayas which melt in summer and give us the water rainfall to the country. And there are also many most plants which gives us lot of medicines and these are the resources of the Himalayas. So to conclude today, I would say that we have learned about Himalayas and the three different parts of Himalayas: Himadri, Himachal and Shiwalik ranges. So please go through the textbook part and read this lesson. So we'll see the part 2 in the next class.